G'day legends, Clint here. Well, a few days ago I went out and did a 20-minute FTP test, and that's what I'm going to be going over today. I've had time to look at the results, compare them to previous tests I've done, and that's basically what I'm going to do. I'll start playing the ride now while I go over some of the findings, what I've come across, what I've learnt, and more importantly, what was my estimated FTP. Sorry about the knees going up and down. I didn't realise the camera was on the piss for a little bit, so it improves around the 9-minute mark, so hopefully you can stay with it till then. I'll just go over a few things behind why I chose to do the test now before getting into the data from the ride. I did it to find out how the off-season affected my power and general bike fitness, I guess. I'd done this similar test about 11 weeks ago, 20-minute FTP test, basically over the same course. And it wasn't long before I'd started the off-season. So I'll be comparing that test with the one I do today, just to see how it impacted my general fitness. I guess the off-season's designed to give your body some rest and allow your hormones to return back to baseline levels. It also allows you to focus on strength building with weight training. Even though there's no high intensity on the bike work, the high intensity activity is coming from the strength building, and that's what I've tried to do during my off season. Over the past 8 weeks or so, I've reduced my on the bike training from 880 kilometres in April to about 300 to 330 in June and July. It's about a 35 to 40% reduction on the April kilometres. The last 2 months, my primary focus has been on building strength with weight training. I've done a total of 14 gym sessions, and they've primarily been focused on leg training. I've also done some core strength training and some cross training as well. So what have I seen from the ride so far today? Well, I'll start with the warm-up on the way out there. Did a few short, sharp 85-90% max power bursts, just to give the legs a nice warm-up. They were nice hard efforts. What did I see from it? Well, I've hit my highest max power for 1 second, which was 1185 watts. That's about 5% higher than my previous best. So the short intervals, seeing good power increases. I'm fairly comfortable in saying that 1 second to 60-second power numbers are going to see a fairly significant improvement, and that's primarily to the weight training, I believe. But with the primary focus over the last few months on weight training and the reduced focus of specific on the bike training, what impact is it going to have on my FTP? Well, I expected in the short term that it's going to have a negative impact, and I guess from the results today you'll see this. It was nice to see all the optimism around everyone's guesses of my FTP, and it would have been lovely to be a 300 watt FTP, but without the specific on the bike training and the kilometres and the high intensity work, it was never going to happen. It's never going to be above my 255 watts from Maze. So how much of a reduction did I see? Well, the average for the 20 minutes was 232 watts. With 95% of that, you get to 20 watts. So it's a decent decline. It's 14% compared to the May number. And if you compare that 220 watts to my peak of 272, it's a 19% decline. So it's fairly significant. Hopefully we'll make that up. So enjoy the ride for now. I'll come back with a few minutes to go and go over some of the metrics that I observed from the ride, and I'll also go over some of the tests and training that I've got coming up over the next few months. I'll also be announcing the winner of the cream tunny, so stick around. 5 minutes in. The hours dropped off a bit more than I thought. You can see how I got the end.
Coming up to 10 minutes now. Yeah, I was really dropped off. legs are starting to burn. Garmo truck doing. To go. Legs are burning. Oh god. 6 to go. Coming through the scenic town of Tyres. Smell some burning brakes. Oh, crap. My legs are killing. Four and a half minutes to go. I think I'm gonna vomit. To go out of the seat. Come on. Oh, the legs. Oh. 90 seconds to go. Oh. Oh shit. 30 seconds.
So I hope you've enjoyed the ride so far. As you could see, my cadence started off around the mid-90s, got up to 99 I think it was the max, really dropped off towards the end, getting below 60, and that was when the fatigue really started to kick in. You could see I was being conservative during the first half of the ride with my heart rate and power numbers visually lower for the first 10 minutes and the second. After the 10-minute mark, you could start to see the increases in both the power and the heart rate, and as they headed upwards, the max heart rate peaked about 177 BPM. The max gradient over the ride was just coming into tyres and it was about 3%. Apart from that, it was just an undulating course. You could see I was getting up and out of the seat every now and then, and that really put peaks and troughs into the power numbers towards the last few minutes. One thing that I really want to do before I start my base season is just to see how the weight training changed my short duration power numbers, the 1 second to 4 minute range. I did a similar test about the start of May, and I want to just go all out, leave nothing behind, 4 minutes, and see how it's changed over the last few months. Hopefully the next video will be about that. Apart from that, in the next few days, I'll be starting my base season, so that'll last for about 3 months. Hopefully I'll get my power numbers back close to where they were. I'll be just building on the base kilometres, doing lots of long rides, zone 2, probably averaging about 10 to 14 hours a week, but I'll be also continuing my weight training, and that'll be twice a week. Hopefully you've enjoyed the summary and overview of the ride. If you want to help a squeezer out, you can always subscribe and whack that little notification bell so you don't miss out on the next video. I'm sure it'll be a lot shorter than this one. Let me know if you want anything else included in the metrics. It's fairly easy to add them on. I should also mention the lucky winner of the creamed honey is David Smith. He had the lowest guess of 238 watts. So if you want to send me an email, and I'll arrange to have that sent out as soon as I can. See you next time.
Oh.